S-mount. I'm just going to start by showing the position, then what to do if your opponent is giving you some trouble, and how to transition to side control if you lose the position. And then I'm going to go for a way to get into S-mount, and we'll end with an armbar from S-mount. Okay, but just to get our knees and hips just a little warmed up, just going to do like a 1 or 2 minute warm up. So just hands and feet on the floor, and just going to move your knees from side to side. And just sit, and we're just going to continue this. Just keep your feet on the same spot on the floor, so your knee ends up close to your other foot. And if you want to make it more difficult for yourself, you can do this with your hands behind your back, if you want to. But it's just an option. And then I'm going to come up on both knees and hip forward. And if you keep your feet on the same spot on the floor the whole time, it shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so this is almost the position that I want to sit in when I'm in S-mount. Okay, can you help me out? So you just lay in the back. And if there's one thing that I want you to remember after this class, is just if you're in side control or in top position, you're not going to do anything if you don't control your opponent's elbows. Okay, so if I don't have control of both elbows, I'm never going to S-mount. Okay, so, but first, he's going to help me out, lifting his elbows up. I'm just going to place one knee close to his head. This one goes here, and I'm just using my calf to squeeze his shoulder. And I'm sitting on his right side, or his right chest, the right side of his chest. I'm just sitting on it. I don't want to keep my weight on the floor or on my heel, because I want him to take the weight of me. Okay, so this one is here. I keep this one almost in a straight line behind. I don't want to squeeze it. I'm going to rotate later on, because here he can bridge and just push me over. Okay, so I need this leg here, or the foot here, for balance. So if you bridge now, I should be able to resist here. If he's bridging this way, I'm just using my hand to go on the floor. So I'm squeezing my knees together. I want his shoulders to squeeze tightly together and suck for him. But try to hook the calf under the shoulder, and I'm just squeezing my knees together. Try to keep this one almost in a straight line from his head, and I'm just sitting on him. So he should feel a lot of pressure. And now he's not going to do anything else but just shrimp, either in to me or away from me. Okay, just irregularly, maybe twice in to me and then one time away. And okay, just going to do it with a round. I'll let you know when to switch. So he's going to just lift his elbows, knee against the head. I use my calf to squeeze here, and I'm sitting on him. Just sit gently on him, don't just let your weight fall on him. And then, okay, I'll just ask him to shrimp, or bridge or shrimp, and move around, and I'm just feeling the balance. Okay, that's it, nothing else. So just grab somebody and get into the position. Same person on top until I let you know when to switch. Okay. Thank you. And bring it in again. Not you, we have the same. You won't see anybody. Both black. Can you help me out? Yes, you. I'm looking for something that contrasts my black hands. Can you do the other side? This is my B side. So, if you just put your arm like this is the direction that I want to face when I'm in S-mount. Okay. So, I want to be like this. If I'm like this, I don't have nearly the same balance as I have if I'm rotated all the way here. So I might lose the position if I'm just at an angle here. So this is the direction that I want to have my hips facing. Okay. So here, the most annoying thing that he can do on bottom, at least as far as I know, is if he places his hand or palm on my chest, and at the same time he's pushing and shrimping away. So this happens. Okay. So as soon as I get into this position, I'm sliding my hand through here. And it doesn't matter if he has his hand on my chest or not, I'm just going here. I need my elbow to come outside, and rotate, and I'm just using my upper arm, my lats, and my thigh just to control it. I just immobilize this arm from him. Here, I should still be able to put my hand on the floor for balance and keep my foot here for balance. As soon as you feel that I touch, you should be able to bridge even without using the hand. You should just be able to bridge. Okay, so if I show it from the other side, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Here, go through. If my foot, he should be able to feel a touch in here. So he just bridges here. Okay. That's why I need the foot here. Bridge again. If I'm not turned all the way and bridge, it can push me further. So getting all the rotation to help with keeping the balance. So now we're going to get into position and knee against the head to begin with. Just control the elbow. This one goes over. Hook. Go through. If he's grabbing something, I can even hold here. I just need to get my elbow through and get his hand here. He might rotate and we just go another round, another, until I'm able to catch it. And I should be able to hold it just with my side and my thigh here. Yeah. So he shouldn't be able to use his hand. Now we're going to do it again. He's just going to bridge front, back. I'm just going to hold on. Try to hold on to the position. Okay, so no resistance until after I secured the arm. Do you want to see it again, or do you want to try it?
Try it.
Okay, somebody said sure. I don't know which one you want to do. See it again or try it?
Try it.
Try it. Okay, the same partners. Thank you. I'll let you know when to switch. Oh, let's oh, my phone. So here, if he's able to get me off balance here, so he bridges away from me, I'm losing the position. I want to just bail on the S mount and secure side control. I'm just going to slide here. Try to get the hand as soon as I can to his lat, so he won't be able to keep the distance. I don't want this. So he bridges this way. Here, and I just transition to side control. However you want to end up in side control. And if he bridges into me and I lose it, it's just the same. Okay, so you're just going to play with doing this. You can try to hold on to the position so he's moving around. Here. I want to maintain control over an elbow, and I want to get underneath the head. Here. Then I just somehow remove this or use it. It depends. And again, if he's going into me, it's just the same. Try to keep this one close to the hip. Slide over and try to go underneath the head. Okay, so just play with this. Sliding off on either side. We're not going to do a round now, so you're just going to take turns in doing it. So try it 2 or 3 times each side. Get my attention if you have any questions. And yeah, do you have any questions now, or just try it? Try it. Yes. effect.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, the same.
Do you have any questions or anything you want to see again? Yep.
What is your favorite attack from the side?
Armbar.
From this.
I do most of the time. I do armbar,
Okay.
which we're going to do later on in the class. So, and my second favorite thing is to transition to torture chamber, which I'm teaching on Thursday.
Okay.
Sounds a lot. maybe details to get into the S mount. That's a transition to the S mount.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do next. So from side control and into the second.
Yeah.
No, into the S mount. Okay. I mostly go to S mount from either mount or from side control. I find it hard to, like I haven't been able to break it down well enough, in my opinion, from mount. So it's, I think it's more difficult to get the other elbow. So I'm just going to show you from side control. Okay. Can you maybe help me out? So if you just lay down my head here. So, like I said before, I'm not doing anything. I'm not going for the S mount unless I have control over both elbows. Okay, so from here, however you catch the elbow to the outside. So this is the position that we're going to start in. I move my head over. No, move my hand over his head, not the other way around. Here, I lift up his shoulder and I slide my forearm underneath. So I'm arching my back and I'm just squeezing his shoulder between my forearm and my chest. My chest is pushing down. So it should be creating a pressure on his chest. So here, his elbow is to the outside. My forearm is underneath his upper arm, so his elbow is not here. And I'm just grabbing the armpit. Sliding here, this one gets up, so I can lift, and here. Now I can drive the elbow further away. I'm just opening up more space for myself. So I take a one step to the side, because you have to be really, really flexible to be able to transition from here. So I just step to the side and try to step over here, just to the hip. I raise up, lift the elbow as well. I just grab the upper arm here and tighten up. Similar to how we started before. I have the elbow here, like we did before. My knee is too close to his head. Control the elbow, hook with the calf, and I'm in S mount. So from side control, after I've gained control over both elbows, my hand goes over, I lift the shoulder, slide underneath. And it all depends on like how fast I'm transitioning, on how he's moving. But here, if he's fighting a lot, I feel I have good control over him. This one I use for balance, so I don't want to be here. I will do a face plant here if I don't have my hand here. When I'm about to step over to the S mount, I just need to open up a little bit by moving his elbow away. Rotate a little bit. So I'm not just moving here, I'm rotating a little bit, like this. Open up, rotate a little bit, and I should be able to create space. You see how his elbow moves when I do this. And then, when I'm about to sit, I go up, but I bring his elbow with me. Here, and try to kill it immediately. Okay, and I want my weight on his chest. If I'm trying to sit on my heel, he's just loose. He will just go away. Okay, want to see it one more time, or do you want to try it?
Can you try it on?
Oh, sure, thanks. Can you help me out again? too bad you guys came here wearing white. So, starting where I have both elbows, my hand is underneath the head. Here. Go over, lift, I'm gonna slide my forearm underneath. I'm not just going underneath the shoulder, I want to be on the shoulder blade, here. And then I'm squeezing his shoulder between my forearm and my chest. Open up by moving his elbow away. Rotate a little bit. And try to step over. Okay. Then when I'm gonna slide my foot in, I raise up, but I lift his elbow with me. And here. Okay. Most of the time I have to go like maybe 2 circles or until I get it. So I just fight it. I'm always prepared to slide to a side control on either side. So we're just gonna do that. One thing, rotate a little bit. Just if you notice what I do with this foot when I'm stepping over. When I'm stepping, you see move my toes a little bit. Okay, so try it, just switch on your own, try it 2 or 3 times. And call me over if you have any questions. This is a common attack. One thing that I'm seeing some people do is if I need to go over to side control, like if I have this foot up against this side and he's bridging into me, I probably won't get side control because my foot is stuck underneath him. Okay, so if I have my foot out here, he bridges into me. Even if I fall to the floor, I should be able to rotate because this foot is not stuck underneath me. Okay. One other question that if I keep my, can you rotate a little bit? Keep my toes like this or this. I think it's just a preference. The main thing is just to prevent you from falling back. Okay, so you can play with both to see which one you like more. Okay. And anything else that you want to ask about related to the arm? To this? Yeah.
When I was transitioning up,
Yeah.
I almost always would catch his near side arm in like almost a straight arm lock. And I didn't know if that's a bad thing or
Here.
a good thing. Yeah, almost always.
Yeah. So this is one way to get the arm bar. But if it's on the in front of you, there's another way that I'm going to show later on. But definitely, this is a. Somehow I almost never end up in this position myself, but it's a really tight and good arm bar that you can get if the hand is behind you.
Just wanted to make sure I was doing it
Yeah.
incorrectly.
But when you're going from side control to the S mount or to mount, it doesn't matter. So if his elbows are here, I have the space from his hips to his elbows to enter. So I want his elbows to be as far this way, so I just have more space. That's why I'm reaching here, just to move his elbow. And it's also why I'm rotating here. So my hip pushes his elbow further here. It just creates more space for me to get over to mount or S mount. No, he was asking if the elbow here ends up inside. Sometimes, but then most of the time I just go for the torture chamber. So it's just opening up something totally different. And it's the same, if I lose control of the elbows, I'm just bailing on the S mount. I want control before I go for something else. So here, open up both elbows, like move this one, and I'm not just sliding, you see the difference? I'm just rotating a little bit. Step over, I just need my foot close to his hip. And you should be able to do it like this as well, but you might have a difficulty getting the foot all the way over. But you should be able to step close to his hip. I just need to lean away. And I'm just holding here with my forearm. I'm holding here with my forearm close to his elbow. And then I raise up, bring the elbow with me, and slide here. Immediately start for killing the arm. And now I just need to catch this one. I want my elbow, or the back of my elbow to his wrist, and then I'm just grabbing the back of my, grabbing my back, or my shoulder, here. You feel on the shoulder blade, small bone, I have no idea what it's called, but your fingers fit there perfectly. So hold there, my elbow squeezes in, hand to the floor, and here. And now I just extend my hip to finish. As soon as it starts falling back, there's a window for him to escape or somehow defend it. So I'm just getting the wrist on the elbow here, and it's just like this. It's just the hip pushing behind the elbow. Just see if he's grabbing here or grabbing behind or whatever. I'm just thinking about getting my elbow to his wrist, grabbing, pinching, and then I lean a bit to his hips. My hand goes to the floor for balance, and if I'm not sitting on him, like I'm holding my weight, this is what happens. Okay, if I'm sitting on him, I should be able to do this. There's no weight on the foot, so I should be able to move it. I don't need to take a big move. I'm just smearing his face a little bit. And from here, just extending my hips a little bit. Sorry.
You also put your hand on your weight?
Here. But it's just a little bit, there's almost no weight here, really little. Most of it, I want to believe at least, is on his chest. So, and he should feel it. Like if you hear this, then your weight is probably on the right spot. But I'm just saying, if I'm not sitting on him, this will be really clumsy. I might think, oh, I'm not flexible enough, but no, it's just you're too nice to him. So just sit on him, and he should have no problem moving the foot over. And it's basically the knee that needs to come here. Sorry. Okay. Can you help me out? Can you show it? Just so you can see it. Thank you. Here. I just go for the elbow, no, go for the wrist, to my elbow, grab, pinch, and then I lean towards his hips. Not directly, a little bit at a little angle. Just, I can place my hand here and just slide my knee over. And then I push forward. Okay. It can be strange, like for the first time when you're putting the pressure behind with your hip, but be careful not to raise. This does not put my hip forward. Okay, sorry. Good. So I don't think my shoulders go that far up. It's just my hip going in, going forward. Okay, so I think you just need to play with it a little bit. Thank you. And call me over if you have any questions. So same as before, just no resistance. Do it switching on your own. So try it 2 or 3 times. Just one thing that I want to show you that just noticed some people doing. Can you help out one more time? So when I'm doing this, both elbows out of the way, stepping to the hip. Now I'm gonna raise up. I'm just thinking about bringing his elbow up. I don't want to lift him up so he's on his side. That it's good for him, not for me. So I'm just bringing his elbow up and trying to pinch here. If I'm not sitting on him, it's easier for him to get to his side. So if I'm sitting, he should be on his back. Okay. Because if he's on his side, everything becomes more difficult. He should be able to give me a powerful bridge right now because he's on his side. Yeah.
With your left hand, I think you really went under his shoulder blade.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, yeah, continue.
So here.
Yeah. And now, what do you need for the shoulder blade right now? Because if you don't,
It's just for like if he's resistant. Like he probably doesn't want me to be here.
Yeah.
So I'm just doing this to make it more difficult for him to bridge. Because if he's bridging, he needs either this shoulder to go up or the other one. Mm-hmm. And if he's able to bridge away from me right now, he shouldn't get far because I have his elbow. He would need to have his elbow close to his body to escape. So here, open up and open up the other one as well. Go for the hip, raise up, and I only bring the elbow. I'm not pulling the shoulder up. It might raise a little bit, which is okay because I want my calf a little bit underneath the shoulder, and then I go for the kill. If this hand is here, you should be able to just put pressure behind this elbow here. If he's hiding it here, I'm just gonna dig for it. Try to get just on the head, just peel the hand off, get his wrist in my elbow, grab here. If I'm grabbing here, it's just a weak grip. If I can't reach all the way here, I might be able to bend a little bit forward just to reach here. Pinch the elbow to my chest. If it's not, his arm is more loose. Like he can move it around. He might be able to get away. So pinch it and lean a little bit here. If I step up, he might be able to pull his arm down. So I'm just putting my knee on my shin here. I don't need to step over. Here and then finish. Okay, try it one more time. Try not to lift the shoulder far from the floor. Okay, thank you. Stop and bring it in. Okay, I think the class is over now, sort of. So if you have any questions, just ask me during the camp or whenever. And there are more options. Like I said before, personally, I always, almost always do this from mount. But it's a little more feeling. I'm using my hip a lot to kill or bring the near side elbow up. So, but I find it more difficult to teach that version of the setup for it, or the answers to the S-mount. But just ask me for other options. There's an option to go for an armbar on the other arm as well, and then rotate on top of our opponent if they're hiding their arm. So if I can't kill the arm and lay on it, if they're hiding that arm, hiding the forearm, how can I attack it or whatever? So there are other options. On Thursday, I'm teaching a torture chamber, which you can transition to from this one. If you can't get the near side elbow, but have control over the head and the far side elbow, then you can transition to the torture chamber, which is a fun position. I think the S-mount should be named torture chamber because it's a torture to be in it. But in torture chamber, it's really not that uncomfortable. It's just you have limited options. But this one feels a lot more comfortable than the torture chamber. So thanks for coming and see you on the mats.